Hello everybody, welcome to watch this new video. My name is Olge Ramirez and this week my work consists of explaining the concept of sign language, verbal and non-verbal communication. Okay, let's start with this first slide. Okay, first of all, I want to start my work explaining the main concept of sign language. Okay, sign language is a way of communicating visually using hand gesture, facial expression, and body language. Sign language can be used by deaf and hard of hearing people, as well as by hearing people who want to communicate with them. Sign language can also be used by people who are not verbal due to the conditions such as autism, cerebral palsy, or aphasia. Sign language can help people to express themselves and communicate their needs. However, sign language can also pose some challenges, such as learning and teaching, the lack of standardization, because every culture has its own signal. Okay, around the world there are these main signs of language. Okay, such as British Sign Language, American Sign Language, and International Sign Language. But remember that every culture has their own language, their own signals. Okay, let's continue. Okay, we have in this side difference between sign language and body language, but remember that both signal language and body language are non-verbal communication, but they differs in purpose and meaning. Okay, let's explain some and give some details. Okay, last I explained in the first part, sign language is recognized and a standardized language that involves using signals to communicate with people with special needs. We know that the majority of people who know these kind of signals are the people who have a kind of problem. How I was explaining in the first part, people who have problem in the auditory systems, or they have other kind of problem. Okay, sign language is used by people who are deaf or hard of hearing or not verbal, as well as by people who want to communicate with them. Okay, in the other hand, we have body language. Body language is a way of communicating without words, using gesture, facial expression, eye contact, posture, and others. Body language, on the other hand, depends more on your individual levels of understanding and interpreting the hidden meanings behind certain observations in a person's behavior. Body language can help people to show emotions, attitudes, and intentions, to reinforce or contradict their verbal communication, and regulate and flow of conversation. As we know, body language can be used by normal people, by people who have a certain kind of problem, for example, autism or problem with the auditory system. So body gestures, it depends on the interpretation of every people, because one people can express something, but with a gesture they can demonstrate another context. Okay, so let's start with the next slide. Okay, in this slide we have the difference between verbal and not verbal communication. Okay, let's explain about this. Verbal communication is a language that uses words and sounds to convey meaning. Verbal communication can be oral or writing, formal or informal, spoken or sound. Verbal communication can be used by people who can hear and speak, as well as by people who use assistive devices, such as hearing aids, implants, or speech synthesizers. Verbal communication can help people to share information, express opinion, persuade others, and build relationship. In other words, verbal communication is all the communication we a normal person can have the ability to express. Okay. In the other hand, we have non-verbal communication. In this part include gesture, facial expression, eye contact, posture, tone of voice, and other cues to convey meaning. Non-verbal communication can be intentional or unintentional, conscious or unconscious, positive or negative. Non-verbal communication can be used by people who can or cannot use verbal communication, as well as by people who want to enhance or modify their verbal communication. Okay, in this the last slide, we have the difference between paralanguage and paralinguistic. Okay, what is paralanguage? Paralanguage Paralanguage refers to the vocal elements of communication that accompany spoken language, such as tone of the voice, pitch, volume, and rhythm. It includes both vocal and non-vocal cues, such as laughter, signal, and even silence. Paralinguists can convey important information about a speaker's emotion, attitude, and emotion. What we notice in paralanguage? In paralanguage, I noticed that in this part, though in this part doesn't include the body gesture or the body all the concerning of gesture and movements. What about paralinguistics? Paralinguistics, the concept is it is a broader term that encompasses both paralanguage and non-verbal communication. This includes body language, facial expression, and other physical cues that can convey meaning. Paralinguistics is often used in the context of cross-cultural communication, as different cultures may have different norms and expectations when it comes to non-verbal communication. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Okay, goodbye.